It's time for the Half Hour to Health with Dr. Bob and Debbie DeMaria. Call a friend or family member now and let them benefit from today's exciting and informative program. If you want to lead a healthier life, the time is now.
Hello, this is Dr. Bob and Debbie DeMaria. Welcome once again to another very exciting Half Hour Health program. This evening we're going to talk about a subject that's normally not talked about very much. We're going to talk about men's health. It seems for whatever reason, men don't even visit their primary health care provider. I recently read some statistics that up to 60% of the men in our society today don't even know their own cholesterol level. They don't visit a primary health care provider. And it's kind of like they don't do anything, and I'm talking to you, about their health until it's too late oftentimes. So today we're going to talk about just a few subjects that we have found in our own practice that we see involve men's health. And there's usually two major concerns when it comes to men's health: heart attacks and cancer. The #1 killer of people in our society today happens to be heart dysfunction. I'm going to share a few nuggets with you right now. You know, clinically I practice as a chiropractor. That means I take care of the spine and the nervous system. When most people hear of chiropractic, they think of neck and back pain. But I want to enlighten you a little bit more about what in fact we really do. Your brain sits in the skull. It continues on inside of the spine as the spinal cord. So the spinal cord is much like this printer cable that I'm holding in my hand right now. So your brain is sending out 28 billion messages or emails or phone calls or letters every day, or even tweets for that matter. The information goes from the brain. Now in this area right in here, these nerves go over to the heart. So when people have left arm pain because of heart challenges, it's because the innervation or the nerves that go from the lower part of the neck, there's one little nerve fiber that's impacted by heart health. Well, I'm going to share something with you. I look at the alignment of this upper part of the thoracic spine. That alignment affects heart health. And in my career since 1978, we rarely have someone die of a heart attack. And do you want to know why? Because we do a spinal correction to this area on each and every one of our patients when they come into the office. Why do you do that for, Dr. Bob? It's kind of like insurance. What's very fascinating about what we do, and we've been doing this since 1978, myself, my family, our patients who are underneath regular chiropractic care don't suffer, don't have to deal with the same health conditions that most of you that are watching me right now. One last thought. There's research out there, and you can literally go to the internet, and I want you to go to CBS and type in chiropractic and blood pressure. And some times ago they did a 5-minute TV program on how correction of the upper neck area can lower a person's blood pressure 17 points, the equivalent of 2 blood pressure pills.
Wow.
That's intense, isn't it?
Well, Dr. Bob, that really, all of that is very intense, but what I want to go back to is what you were saying is that our patients don't experience heart attacks.
That's exactly right.
So what's going on is that they are preventing, by getting their regular chiropractic adjustments, from any of that ever happening. As a matter of fact, what you were saying is I can only remember 2 people in all of our practice time that had been patients of ours that experienced a heart attack, and one was someone that was not watching their frequency of coming in for their adjustments. They were more sporadic instead of taking it seriously. And the second one's diet needed probably to have some adjustments more. But it is a great insurance to go to the chiropractic part of our practice and get adjustments and know that I could be really not cured, but I can have a preventativeness towards the heart association, not having heart disease.
Well, what we're doing is we're managing people. Now watch this. So I talked about heart. This affects the sinus, the second cervical. Right down here at T6 is your stomach. L1 is the colon. I just pick the heart because the heart is the #1 killer. But there's some other areas I want to talk to you about that are associated with the heart that I've been really fortunate and blessed to learn. This is an oil filter. Well, in the human body, this oil filter is your liver, which you may or may not know is the blood flows from your feet, your legs, up through the liver on the way to your heart. So who cares? Well, if your liver is compromised, if your liver is congested from eating French fries and cookies and ice cream, and it's just plugged up, if you have varicose veins or spider veins or even hemorrhoids, I know the blood can't get through the liver. Well, I also know that as this blood goes through the liver on the way to your heart, if it's impeded, you have a greater chance to have heart issues. How do I know that? Because in our office, we have so many tools that we use to do assessments to our patients. And one of the tools that we have is called an acoustic cardiogram. It's not an EKG, it's not an echocardiogram. Watch this. That's what happens when the heart valve closes. There's a snap, which you might not realize is the muscle has to contract for that snap to occur. Well, see, the blood flow affects the snap. What I have learned because of our acoustic cardiogram, as the blood goes through a congested liver, there's a little hesitation because there's not enough blood in the heart. So I can share with both our male and our female patients, we need to function, improve this for your heart health to get better. Now, there's another nugget that I'll share with you. We're going to move on to some other organs in your body. But we have learned, and we talk about this in Dr. Bob's Men's Health, The Basics, awesome book. It's for every man and actually every woman in America because it'll help you raise your male children. There's something called homocysteine. Homocysteine elevates in people who have heart issues. But what you don't know is if you have a low thyroid gland, your homocysteine levels are going to stay up. So when you have proper function thyroid, homocysteine levels go down. What you also have to realize is that 72% of the people in the world don't have enough iodine. Iodine is important for thyroid function. I'm holding in my hand a box of soy milk. Men shouldn't use soy. For a lot of reasons, soy impairs thyroid function, Deb. I'm not sure if you ever even heard me say that before about the homocysteine.
No, but I do know about soy. It depletes the body of zinc, and zinc is important for some of the sexual function in men or in women.
That's right.
And so if you are eating wheat and you are eating products that are like soy and deplete your body then of certain nutrients that it needs, you really need to evaluate what you're doing and get on the health kick.
Well, you know, it's kind of interesting. Our little prop here fell apart, but that's okay. Debbie mentioned something very significant, zinc. Now, men know that zinc's important for prostate function. If you have, and you might not, this is very exciting here. I just get into this so much. This is the lower part of the lumbar spine and the sacrum. If you have misalignment in the lower part of your spine, that affects your prostate gland. If your prostate gland is swelling for whatever reason, it can put pressure on nerves that go down to your heels. So men oftentimes will have pain on the inside of their heels because they don't have enough zinc. Zinc, if you have large pores on your face, white spots on your nails, memory issues, all sign of a zinc deficiency. But I'm holding in my hand right now is a kit that you can use to check blood sugar. Listen to this. If you don't have enough zinc, you're not going to make insulin. Insulin is used to help put glucose, blood sugar, your fuel into the cells inside of your body. What depletes the body of zinc? Debbie mentioned it. Soy. Wheat and soy deplete the body of zinc. Diabetes is the third biggest killer in our society today. So I'm going to make a bold statement right now. I like making bold statements. People who are overweight and fat, they're the ones that are going to become diabetics. Now, not all diabetics are overweight, but the seriousness of this is you could lose your eyesight. You could lose your toes. You could lose fingers. You can have inflammation in the body, and more research is coming out. When you have high insulin, you're going to have inflammation. 86 million Americans right now have pain in their body. Are you one of them? Another chapter in the book that we talk about is called Winning the Pain Game, Deb.
Well, you know, most people, Dr. Bob, have pain.
I know.
I don't care what it's from. I don't care if it's from over-exercising, or I don't care if on a daily basis they have pain. But sometimes I think when you do have pain, you don't evaluate your whole life. You don't evaluate, are you taking care of yourself? Are you getting chiropractic adjustments? And one of the things about pain and inflammation is you don't evaluate what you're eating. There are so many inflammatory foods, including dairy, which most people will have some sort of milk or dairy product every single day, whether it be in the form of cottage cheese, milk, ice cream, it's, you know, cheese on top of your pizza, yogurt. Oh my goodness, if we would say the yogurt word. If you go in the grocery stores nowadays, they have a whole section for yogurt and all the different multiple kinds, whether that's in your regular conventional grocery store or whether you go to a health food store. So we put in our bodies so much yogurt. Do you know how much sugar is in the yogurt that has fruit, or sometimes not even fruit sweetened? We need to evaluate these things just a little bit more and take it into consideration that this could be the cause of pain in our body.
You know, it's kind of interesting, Debbie, because a lot of people don't like to hear that about yogurt. I just read several articles and pages about yogurt. Yogurt is one of those media nutrients that the minds of the masses have been manipulated by. It really, and even Greek yogurt, like they're really pushing right now, look at the ingredients. Does it have evaporated cane juice in it? Greek yogurt does not even have as much calcium in it as conventional yogurt, whatever that means. We don't promote yogurt. You say, Dr. Bob, you don't promote yogurt? No. Well, where do you get your calcium from? Here's a question, because you know, Jesus sometimes answered with a question. When was the last time you saw a cow eating cottage cheese, milk, or ice cream? Oh, Dr. Bob, you're being silly. No, I'm not. Cows eat hay, grass, and alfalfa. And I'm not telling you to eat hay, grass, and alfalfa. I'm telling you to eat some mixed greens. Mixed greens for a salad. Eat green beans. Eat some walnuts. Eat sesame seeds. Eat the almonds in the form of almond butter. Put them on some rice cakes. That'll increase the calcium inside of your body. Now, I want to share one last thought to you before we take a break. Is some of you could be tired and exhausted. Now, I had a patient that came into us recently that was tired and exhausted, had been to his conventional medical doctor who did blood tests, and he had a particular blood serum level that was low. It's called ferritin. Ferritin is iron that's available and usable by your body. His ferritin level was low. And so he came into our office, it was low, I assessed him. I had him fill out a diet sheet, and this is what I found. He had wheat with every meal. He was so proud because he had whole wheat. He let me know that, so did his wife. So I explained to him that wheat has gluten in it. Gluten glues villi together in the intestines. So what's happening to this gentleman is he was not absorbing minerals, including iron, in his body. And because he did not have iron, he did not have good blood cells. And because he didn't have any good blood cells, he couldn't carry oxygen. So what I did was we made some suggestions, gluten-free. We talk about some of that in the book. And we gave him a digestive enzyme. And I can guarantee you in 120 days, he's going to have more oxygen, because that's the lifespan of a red blood cell. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. This is Dr. Bob DeMaria inviting you to come to Nick Abraham Auto Mart. Do you know that Nick has been in Elyria for over 28 years? And my family have purchased vehicles from there. We have had our cars serviced at Nick Abraham. I've actually had 6 Nissans. Nick, thank you for being with me today. So tell us, what's so special about Nick Abraham?
Well, the big thing is everybody looks for the home run. We look for the base hit. We want to sell you a car, then we want to sell you another car. The other thing is a good deal starts with a good price, but it ends with good service. The service far outlasts the price. So
I can tell you that because I always get my oil changed. Everything is taken care of. I love the details. You know what's even more special? The staff at Nick Abraham have been there for how many years?
we've got people that have been there for the whole 28 years.
For all 28 years?
Yeah, a lot of them are retiring now, but they've been there for a long time, and we have a lot of longevity, and it's really good. You know who you're dealing with all the time.
And so Nick not only has Nissan, but you have Ford,
Buick, and GMC.
And so can you imagine, and I love the new Fords. I'll tell you what, Ford has done a lot to improve the quality of the vehicle. They're second to none, aren't they?
Second to none right now.
And I know that the Buick itself, they're going for all generations. So if you're in the market for a vehicle, you know, you can get a vehicle anywhere, but you want service, you want easy access, you want longevity, you want somebody that you know with confidence. I mean, Nick has been around for a long time, almost has been around as long time as I've been practicing. So if you need a new vehicle, where do you think they should go?
Well, either to the Ford store, the Buick store, or the Nissan store.
So you could go anywhere, Elyria, Sheffield, easy access all over Northern Ohio. Stop by there today, I promise you, you'll be glad you did. Hello, this is Dr. Bob and Debbie DeMaria. Welcome once again to our Half Hour of Health program. Those first 15 minutes, if you didn't get a chance to watch it, I know at one point you're going to type in Dr. Bob Men's Health on the internet. It'll show up. You're going to want to watch that program, especially if you know somebody that has a history of heart problems and diabetes. And we have so many other items I want to talk to you about today. But this is the most significant. I wanted to wait for this segment. In the book, Dr. Bob's Men's Health, The Basics, we talk about a condition that's occurring in America today that's literally destroying the male population. So you're going to really want to pay attention. What I'm holding in my hand right now, these are soybean seeds. You should not eat soy. Cows should not even eat soy. Nobody should eat soy at all. Soy's everywhere. It's been elevated to a health food. There's no nutritional value. It depletes the body of zinc, natural affinity for aluminum, and it depletes the body of trypsin, which is an enzyme that helps take away inflammation. Two significant items: oil filter, which is an analogous to your liver, and canned food. If after I'm done with the program and you have canned food in your trash, look at the lining inside of your can. This is made from a resin that's called bisphenol A, or BPA for short. It's estrogen. When they put the food in the can and they heat it, the estrogen from the lining goes into the food you're eating. So gentlemen and ladies, but you especially gentlemen today, you really want to minimize or avoid canned food. I'm not telling you never can have canned food. Let's be logical. But some of you eat canned food every meal because it's easy for you, especially if you're a single man or if you're older and the kids have all gone away. This oil filter or this liver in your body, this is the key, processes estrogen. What I'm finding out in my experience is that men today, 50 and older, tend to have more estrogen in their body than their mates. I will say that again. Men today, 50 and older, tend to have more estrogen in their body than their mates. Wow, that was huge, and I'm seeing that in our practice. Part of it is because men tend to have these big old bellies. Now, sometimes they joke, especially if you happen to be someone that might eat lots of milkshakes and cookies, and you think if you just tap the little tap into there that cookie dough will come out or water come out. It's not. It's called visceral fat. That visceral fat makes estrogen. You may say, who cares? Well, I care because I have male patients that come into my office with a tear in their eye because their prostate is swelling and they want to take their prostate out. Really, Dr. Bob, from eating canned food? Not just because of canned food. Now listen, Estrogen is in the herbicides and the pesticides that they spray on your yard, on the golf course. And if you golf and you put the tee in the ground and put it in your mouth, you're putting estrogen in your body. It's in the water you drink. You want to drink water from a pure source. We use reverse osmosis water. It's on the chemicals that you're putting on your skin. They're called xenohormones. You want this liver functioning optimally. We're learning statistically that men are 40 and older, up to 25% of them don't even have enough testosterone today. They're passive. They're being feminized. If someone says, hey, let's go out to have dinner, no, I'm just going to stay home. Hey, let's go golfing, no, I'm just going to stay home. Hey, let's do this, no, I'm just going to stay home. Your testosterone levels are getting low. A part of the issue also is the fact that most of you are eating too much sugar. Sugar stresses your adrenal glands, and you cannot make enough testosterone. So here I want you to do is eat Dr. Bob's ABCs, a half a red apple every day, 1/3 cup of beets, organic, grated or baked beets, not necessarily canned or pickled beets, real beets, and 4 or 5 baby carrots. Why? That promotes liver health. Now I'm going to shock you right now. The drugs that you're taking to lower your blood pressure, statin drugs, cause liver disease. You hear what I just said? The statin drugs you're taking cause liver disease. I am not telling you to go off of any of your medications. But what I am suggesting to you to do is you want to eat Dr. Bob's ABCs, half an apple every day, 1/3 cup of beets, 4 or 5 baby carrots. You want to avoid sugar. And you want to avoid one other item. Stress can raise your cholesterol, which is going to impair the function of your body, raising your cholesterol up. So estrogen is very serious. And if you're becoming passive and your mate is becoming passive, you know, go to our website, druglessdoctor.com. There's a product there, and you could order off the internet anywhere in the world. It's called B, small b, B as in Bravo, B-Vital. B-Vital will help improve your function in your body. It has maca root in it. You can say, maca root, who needs maca root? I'm going to tell you right now, we've had so many men that we've helped increase their testosterone levels. It's very serious, Deb.
It is serious. And Dr. Bob, going back to the BPA in the can lining, I want to mention that there are alternatives out there. You can get soups in a box. You can get many other type of items that are actually in can form in boxes now. And even your tuna fish is coming in a sack instead of the can. So people out there are realizing that. Watch the water bottle you're drinking out of. Make sure it's BPA free, because everyone thinks the plastic is okay. I would suggest that you work out of glass. Get Pyrex to store your food in the refrigerator so that the seepingness from your plastics do not get into the food that you're keeping for your leftovers.
What's kind of interesting, Deb, because I know that men watch our program as much as women do, and so many times that when I go to the grocery store today and I'm looking at grocery carts, I notice that there are men that their carts are full with frozen foods. And when you heat your frozen food in a microwave, in that plastic container, it can seep into the food like Debbie just talked about. A couple other thoughts. I was just recently flying around different parts of the United States. We've been speaking and talking about natural health care, that they now have these drinks available on the airplane. I'm going to share with you right now, and we've had guests on in the past. You don't want to drink these energy drinks. These energy drinks are going to exhaust your adrenal glands. It's so amazing that water, pure water, will help cleanse all the cells and the nutrients inside of your body. Something else that I want to just talk about is chewing gum. I don't usually talk about chewing gum. You say, Dr. Bob, you're really meddling right now. Well, you have to understand, I see patients in my practice. We see patients from all over, and I talk to people. And I just one young girl, great patient, but she really purified her diet, but she moved away. She moved to another state. Well, when she was at the other place, location, she deviated from her diet, primarily because she wasn't living at home. You know, the whole area changes. But one of the things that she added to her diet, she started chewing gum. And there are chemicals in gum. Look at the ingredients. If you purified yourself, She was chewing a brand of gum. I'm not saying it was double mint. I don't even know what the gum was, but I know it was a sugar-free gum, whatever that means today. She started having seizures. I'm not saying the gum caused it, but she said as soon as she started chewing this gum, it definitely impacted her body in a very negative way. We don't promote gum chewing. Now, I don't want you to think that I am some kind of legalistic, Bible-based, Leviticus, strict believer. I'm just trying to help your health. Here's what happens I also see with the whole gum issue. It can trick your digestion. See, if I say sizzling steak, baked Parmesan, eggplant Parmesan, your favorite pasta, or chicken paprikash, or whatever it is that you love, you're salivating right now. Well, when you chew that piece of gum, your body, you're chewing, your brain thinks there's going to be food coming down into your stomach, and it is not. And we've had so many of our patients' overall digestive health improved considerably just by minimizing or eliminating chewing gum.
Would that be the same with mints, Dr. Bob?
Well, you know, that's kind of interesting you even bring that up. I didn't think about the mints, but if you look at the chemicals that are in mints, you know, Debbie, I'm kind of chuckling now because I have patients that'll come in that'll have cough drops that have sugar in them. See, sugar paralyzes your immune system. So sugar, whether they be in the form of a cough drop or any other item that you put in your body, is going to paralyze the system. A couple other items I want to just talk to you about briefly before we leave you tonight. These are tricks. Tricks trick your body. There's something in tricks called partially hydrogenated oils. Partially hydrogenated oils negatively impact men more than they do women. The trans fat stops your brain from sending messages down the spinal cord. So if you're a gentleman and you have ADHD right now,